top because you can't stop when he's on. Times what he's saying will leave you in a day. But you gotta pay close attention because you can't put a word inside. We got crazy mad societies, we're all a bunch of freaks. He's got crazy mad solutions when he talks before he thinks. When I need a couple fun, like money ain't a thing, man, I got a side job clubbing rats over in England. Off the top, cause he's ready to blow. Sex, drugs, Kris DeVold. Off the top, cause he's ready to go. Sex, drugs, Kris DeVold. Don't take offense, cause my man is frankly honest. He's the only one that ever beat me in a sweating contest. Cause if you can't take the heat, you're getting kicked out the kitchen. You get the dry white toast, he's got the 2 whole chickens. Got away with the ladies, they're always taking him home to mother. When she answers the door, she's like, I see you met your father. It's obvious his mouth is gonna get him in trouble. Yo, Bill, call the bar and get the bail on the double. Off the top, cause he's ready to blow. Sex, drugs, Kris DeVold. Off the top, cause he's ready to blow. Sex, drugs, Kris DeVold. Off the top, cause he's ready to blow. Sex, drugs, Kris DeVold. Off the top, cause he's ready to blow. Sex, drugs, Kris DeVold. Well, my little nasty SensualityTalk.com, 8 p.m. It must be another episode of Sex Drugs Kris DeVold! Episode 2, motherfucking 42. I'm having a good time. I don't know. How about you? How about this? How about this? We're gonna get right into it. We don't have fucking time to fuck around. I don't have time to get into it. So let me go ahead and just say the thank yous. If you're watching on SensualityTalk.com, thank you. You did the work. You typed it in the browser. It's really hard to do that shit. But if you're watching on Facebook Live, oh, you're nasty, aren't you, huh? Does your mother know you like to watch on the Facebook Live, huh? Does your mother walk in the room? Hide it under the fucking pillow. Don't let mom hide the fucking show, okay? Tony Campos is on tonight from Assassino! We're gonna fucking do an interview with him. We're gonna talk everything from Static X to Ministry to fucking SoFly to fucking Assassino, who's coming to town tomorrow night. Full Circle Brewing Company. And by the way, all presented by Diehards and Some. Their first show. They're back in 2 years. Utah. Give me 2. Give me 2, Utah. They're back 2 years, man. It's gonna be fucking glorious. Now, the beautiful thing about it is the local support. We have some badass local bands all fucking about this thing. And had you like the Sex Drugs Kris DeVold page, quickly approaching 1,400 likes, you would have known that my live musical guest this evening is Pray for Rain! Now, apparently they have some kind of weird... Now, you guys, I'm all about, you know, I have this innate ability to tell you when it's a good time to whip out your dick. I have a good ability to know when it's good weather to whip out your cock. I'm like a cock copy, all right, you know? But Pray for Rain, they're like a musical copy. Because I heard it's supposed to fucking rain tomorrow night. Did Pray for Rain hear about this? Well, yeah. Are you guys responsible for this in any way whatsoever? I know it's a different spelling, but is there any relation between this?
It's quite a bit of a double entendre.
Oh my God! No, no! You've been penalized, and I love to say it like that. You cannot say entendre on the fucking Sex Drugs Kris DeVold show. People do not like that. So
entendre.
Yeah, I like guys like entendre, maybe. There was a weird Spicoli-ish. There was a weird Spicoli vibe to that. Entendre, Mr. Hand. Isn't this our time, Mr. Hand? Fucking, alright, here we go. So, we got Pray for Rain in the house tonight, but let's go ahead and just give a quick rundown because I only have a couple minutes before we talk to Tony Campos. So, real quick, we got the show going on tomorrow night, Full Circle Brewing Company. Assassino's coming to town. They don't get together much. They're trying to work on a third album for like 10 years now. These are members of other bands getting together. Dino Cazares, fucking, of course, who we talked to last week, talking to Tony tonight. It's a super group, so you're going to want to be there tomorrow night. It's going to be a good time. All Diehards and Sons, I'm in sync. But then, Diehards and Sons is taking you on a fucking journey because in 2 months they have Arizona Bay coming to town. It's Los Angeles' premier Tool tribute band, okay? And, okay, I'm going to be emceeing that one too. It's going to be a fucking party. But then in July, they got Revolver coming to town. That's fucking Sacramento's premier Rage Against the Machine tribute band. And I've seen Rage Against the Machine live one fucking time, man. I had to go to a fucking rap festival, fucking Rock the Bells to see Rage Against the Machine. I ended up getting to see fucking Wu-Tang that day, Cypress Hill, Public Enemy. Like, it was a good... Talib Kweli, fucking MF Doom. Like, everybody was there. And then Rage Against the Machine comes on at the end of the night. And this band that Pete brings down every motherfucking time... Boo-boo, do not make me snap at you, all right? When he brings this fucking band down... It's just like fucking Rage Against the Machine. So we're taking you to party through Diehards and Sons all the way through the fucking summer. So how about this, okay? We got Tony Campos calling in from Asesino. We're gonna talk everything fucking, we're gonna talk everything he's been in. That's a lot of fucking shit. The only thing I didn't get to bring up to him was when I got to watch him out the back of fucking Cattleman's perform. I don't think he wants to talk steak. So let's do this. And then after that, pray for rain! Yeah. CentralValleyTalk.com. Sex, Drugs, Kris DeVold. Episode 242. I'm having a great fucking time. I don't know about you. Michael, slide the fucking knob. We don't have time for this shit. Well, my little nasty. CentralValleyTalk.com. Sex, Drugs, Kris DeVold is what you're watching. Oh my God, from time to time, and most of the time it's as a result of Pete the Diehard from Diehards and Sons, I get a chance to talk to some badass people who've made their mark in the music industry that I have admired for a long time. And sometime this magical thing occurs to where not only do you get to talk to them, but they also come to town. I am very proud to have on the phone. You can see him live with Asesino, March 10th. That's going to be tomorrow, Saturday, at Full Circle Brewing Company. From LA, calling in from La La Land. Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Campos! Tony, what is up, man?
I think that is the coolest intro someone's ever done for me.
I'm going to put
I'm
that...
afraid I'm not going to live up to the hype.
Oh, shit, dude. You already do. I'm going to tell you. I'm putting that in the books. You hear that? You hear that, everyone? I'm not just blabbing at the mouth. Tony Campos said that's a pretty tight intro. Tony, what's up tonight, man? What are you up to?
Just getting ready for one last rehearsal and then head into town.
Now, you guys are going to be headed down here. Well, actually, up here, I guess you could say. And then that's going to be tomorrow night, Saturday, Full Circle Brewing Company, March 10th. But, Tony, man, just like, I was talking to Dino last Friday. I mean, you're one of those guys, man, to where you have found success in the music industry, and it just hasn't been a flash in the pan. Like, you've been working for decades now, my friend, in a business where people are lucky to even get a year out. What the hell? What's the secret, man?
Dude, I don't know, man. I got to be doing something right because people keep hiring me to play baseball. So.
Now, that's now.
I'm just lucky, man. Like most of the gigs I've had since Static fell apart have been with bands and people that I would have chopped my left nut off to play with. So it's like.
Well, that's right. I mean, I remember hearing you say one time that
moment that keeps happening over and over again,
Right, and I heard you say one time you were like touring with Pantera and some other bands, and you're like, these are bands I listen to, these are bands I dig and admire, and you're getting to see them at work, and then you're working with some of them now and been in the mix with them for years now. It's got to be a little surreal or kind of weird or take a step back going, what the hell? I did it.
Yeah, like I'm actually just started rehearsals with Ministry too. Yeah, we're going out with them. The end of the month we start the tour, and like you would have asked me 10 years ago if I'd be playing in Ministry, I'd tell you you're nuts. But like the last 20 years have been that kind of way. Like this was the last thing I thought I'd ever do fully.
Well, and you're involved in so many damn things, man. I mean, what do you just wait for one thing to end and another thing to pick up? Like, how the hell, man? I mean, there's guys that can't even like gig, or stay true to one tour, and here you are, just this project's done. Okay, now I'm on to this. Like, what? How do you do this, man? How do you just stay grinding?
It's just kind of all falling into place, man. Like for the most part, it's been pretty steady from one thing to another. The only year I had that sucked was 2016. I was working with Fear Factory, and because I was working with Fear Factory, I couldn't do a couple other things. And then we worked for like 3.5 months, and then waiting for the next tour to happen, and that never came, and just kept waiting and waiting, and turned out I only worked 3.5 months the whole year. So
I was going to say, for a guy like you, only working 3.5 months in a year, like that's your version of like, oh my God, I was lazy. Holy shit, I was like.
That's a very slow year.
That's a slow year because you're pretty much 12 months out of the year.
you know, like the 3.5 years I worked with Soulfly, like I was out on tour with those guys like 8-10 months out of the year.
Damn.
So to go from that to only working 3.5 months is a big change.
That's relentless, man. That's relentless touring. Okay, so for a guy that's been on that much touring, what's one thing you should warn another band about, or one thing you should never do on tour since you've been on so many tours, even if you haven't done it yourself? What advice on a tour could you give a band?
Don't shit on the bus.
That's always rule numero uno. Now, I heard a rumor one time, Dino was saying something about how they had a double-decker bus in the UK that they were allowed to shit on. And I had to do a double take on that because I'm like, rule number one anywhere, don't shit on the bus unless you're trying to, you know, not be on the bus.
Well, I mean, the toilets on European buses really stink anyway. Like you think the ones in the U.S. stink? There's a whole other level.
So
that's when they're clean. They fucking stink.
They're already rocking the funk. I love it. Tony, hey, real quick, how many
forget it. It's a nightmare.
Hey, how many bases do you own, man? Or how many do you think you've owned at the peak of it all? Like, how many do you have rocking it? Do you just have some favorites?
Well, let's see. I have just in this room here. I want to spot 5 in here.
Holy shit!
I have probably another dozen in my storage room that's just sitting there. I have the old basses that from the Static days that I don't touch anymore because ever since I switched over to this company Zon, like I don't want to play anything else.
Yeah, right.
These things are night and day above anything else I've ever played, man. So, like, I don't touch my old basses anymore.
Jeez, that's how you know you found something sweet. Now, hey, Assassino, man, where's it come from? Where did all you guys, I mean, Assassino's hard. I love it, dude. It's so hard. Me and my girlfriend just listening to some Assassino, and she's so pumped for the damn show now, and I got to keep her away from you guys just because you guys look rough, man. When you guys are all out there and you got the mask on, like, where did it all come from? Holy shit, you guys.
Man, you know?
Now, who are you? What's your name in Assassino? Let everyone know.
My character's name is Maldito X, the Damned X.
That's right. Now, explain him. What's he about?
And I'm basically the arsonist, murderer for hire kind of guy. And there's a few songs about my character in the second record. You know, we all have like our own different characters. And you know, Dino's obviously Assassino. He's
yep.
the main hired killer. And then our drummer Emilio, he's El Sadistico, the sadistic guy. And he's like the rapist, sexual deviant, and some entertaining, funny songs about his character. And out of the 3 of us, his real persona, kind of fits to his stage persona.
Really?
Like, I've seen him hook up with some really questionable shit, man. You know?
Oh man, so
yeah, he'll stick it in anything.
I was ready to say there's always gonna be one. I was like, he goes over to someone's house, the fish stops swimming at that point.
Yeah, exactly. That's the guy.
There it is. So dude, I gotta mention something. For as far as, you know, a lot of people metal this, metal that. Assassino, holy shit, you guys sound clean as hell, man. Like high and tight and clean as hell. Like, I mean, how long does it take you? I mean, I know you guys are, you know, forever, leaving everybody wanting. We're wanting more. What's up with that? What do you foresee?
Yeah, I've been wanting to do a record for the last 10 years now. You know? I think it's been 14.
Yeah.
It's maybe 15 since we released the last Assassino record. You know, so like. We're way overdue, man.
And to have people still wanting, like people are still actively wanting.
This thing being a side project, it's when we all can get together and do something, you know, and you know, it just, you know, in the last 10 years, it's been, the time has been short.
That's what I say, between you and Dino, and I mean, just between you two,
we're
you guys
on a
are
good
always
track this year. Like, we actually, the show tomorrow will be our second show this year, and for the last 4 years, we've only managed to play once a year. So
that's why
here we've already doubled our output.
You guys are, that's what I'm saying. You guys are on the upward trend now. So that's why it's such a special show tomorrow night here at Full Circle in Fresno. Asesino, man. I mean, it's kind of like when you guys get together and decide to do it, you better come and fucking see it, because we don't know when we might see it again. You guys are so damn busy, right?
Yeah, we don't know.
So even we don't know. Hey, when's that moment, man, or someone you worked with? Is there anyone that you worked with and you kind of had to take a step back and say, holy fuck, I'm sitting here working with so-and-so? I know there's many. All the people you've worked with.
Getting to work with Cavalera or Alex Jorgensen or Jeff Becerra, Tommy Victor, any of those guys, if I stop and like start thinking about it, oh shit, I'm working, I'll probably fuck up, like just concentrate and concentrate on the song and instead of like, well shit, I'm on stage in ministry or
right,
I'm playing with the Cavalera Brothers,
And it's wild to hear somebody like, to me, I mean, you're
start getting all nervous and shit.
You're as part of the scene as much as anyone else, and to hear someone like you still saying shit like no. Like, if I thought about it, I'd probably fuck up and get nervous. Like, that's wild. Like, and here you are just jamming out, getting down with them. Biggest crowd that you ever performed in front of, and you walked out and you were like, oh my God. What crowd do you think that was?
This festival in Bogota, Colombia. It's called Rock al Parque, and it's a yearly thing they do out there. The government pays all these acts to come out and play, so it's free for everyone to get in. And the first time I did it, I went out there with just as a hired gun for these guys from Colombia called Agony, and I guess they were the biggest thrash band to ever come out of Colombia.
Oh damn!
So their bass player had bailed on them a week before the show.
What?
And they hit me up, and this was still, I think this was like in 03, 04, and Static never really went down to South America, so I was like, well, when else am I going to get to go to Colombia? Yeah, I'll do it. And I walk out on this stage, and it's like 8, 9 p.m., and I walk out on the stage, and like literally like 100,000 people, like as far as the eye can see, man.
Holy shit!
It was mind blowing how many people there were.
Now,
just when it's free.
I was gonna say, and the government's like in on it. The government's like, hey, we're gonna throw a metal party free. Everybody get here. I'm like, shit, dude, that's unheard of. Smallest crowd, then, man. What's the flip side? Do you ever recall any where you walked out and you're like, no, I'm not doing this. There's him and his friend out there. We're not performing for 2 people. Has it ever had any small crowds?
That all the time back in the early Static days, like there was this one place. We played this little dive bar in Hollywood called Bar Deluxe, and there were maybe like 15, 20 people, and that's including our drummer's sisters and some friends that came along.
Yep.
We used to do little tiny shows like that all the time, But at that particular night, it just so happened Meegs and Dez from Cold Chamber were there, and they liked the band enough that they put us in contact with the promoters for all the clubs on the Sunset Strip, and that's really what got the ball rolling for Static, and we kind of just took off from there,
That's insane. That's always one of those things, man.
So when I hear guys, playing local shows and slugging it out, and you might get discouraged, I always say, play everywhere you can, because you never know who's going to be there.
Hell yeah. I mean, here you guys are, and fucking go hard, because you never know who the hell's watching. Now, Let's go ahead and just, man, I'll tell you what, my brother raised me right and had me listening to the right things in life. And best believe, on the way down here to the studio last week interviewing Dino, I had to shoot him a text. Now, he's an electrical engineer in San Jose, so it doesn't get any more non-metal than that now. But so I sent him this text. I'm like, yeah, Tony Compost, you know, da-da-da-da. And he's like, do you know all the bands he's played for? I'm like, yeah, that's what, you know, yeah, he's going to be in town. And he's kicking his ass because he can't come down here. But, man, like I said, for someone like me getting to talk to you, dude, it's a huge honor because, you know, all the bands you've worked with in your longevity and you know, it's no joke how man, you can look at I'm sure you don't, but I've looked you up on YouTube and just between you and Dino, the amount of people, I mean, metal's a serious thing to some folks. It raises some kids, you know, and, you guys are part of that scene, you know, you're part of that too. I mean, I'm sure you see the kids rocking out. I've been on a stage with a large crowd. You can make out the people rocking it from the young ones to the old ones. It's gotta give you a thrill to witness that and know that you're behind it now, you know, instead of watching it.
Yeah, it's definitely a trip, you know, especially, you know, in these later years, you know, where like, you know, it's almost like next year it'll be 20 years, like I've been doing this professionally, quote unquote, you know, to see people, you know, my age and see a younger generation getting into it, you know, it's just, it's such a trip, you know, that you know, what we're doing is translating to a new generation. Yeah.
Man, and being able to see parts of the world, you and your bass, man, going around the world, getting to see parts that most folks only see on television, man. Coolest place you ever been to, any foreign land, man. Coolest place you dig.
Ah, man, lots of cool places.
See, when you have that many to choose from, see.
Anywhere?
He's like, Chris, where haven't I been? They're all cool. Like when you have that many to choose from, that's pretty fucking cool, man.
Well, I mean, you know, there were certain parts of the world that I didn't get to go to until just in the last 5-6 years.
Oh, cool.
Like Eastern Europe. Like the first time I ever went to Russia. Wasn't until I was working with Soulfly, and that was what 2015, I believe.
Wow. So yeah.
So that, you know, but I got to go to a lot of places that I'd never been before working with Soulfly. Like we did a quick run in Southeast Asia. I'd never been out there. You know,
wow.
Thailand, Malaysia.
Yeah. Soulfly hits up those spots, man.
You know, just crazy places I never thought I'd ever go, you know.
That's insane. Well, Tony, man, I can't thank you enough. You said you're getting down with the boys tonight. You guys throwing in a practice session before you guys get going?
And we'll be good to go, man.
Nice. Hell yeah. Well, it's all going down tomorrow night, Saturday, March 10th, Full Circle Brewing Company. I'm going to be your MC for the evening. Oh, it's going to be a good time. And it all ends with Assassino. It's kind of like Haley's Comet coming around. Don't miss this shit, you guys. All courtesy of Diehards and Son. Easy for me to say. Tony, dude, I can't thank you enough for coming on Sex, Drugs, Kris DeVold, man. We can't wait to see you tomorrow night.
Right on, man. Thanks for having me, man.
Hell yeah. SensibilityTalk.com. Sex, Drugs, Kris DeVold is what you're watching. How about this? How about one of the bands that's going to perform tomorrow night? Coming up after this, performing live in the studio. Pray for rain. Slide the knob. Well, my little nasties, ever since the inception of this show, February 12th, 2013, I have vowed to bring you one live musical act a week, and this week is no different. Well, it's a little different, because this is a bit of a sneak preview for what you can see tomorrow night as they open for Assassino at the Full Circle Brewing Company, courtesy of Diehards and Sons. Ladies and gentlemen, pray for rain! My Little Nasty, CentralLATalk.com is what the fuck you're watching. Sex, Drugs, Kris DeVold. We've talked to Tony Compost. And now you've heard from Pray for Rain! You can see them live tomorrow night at Full Circle Brewery. It's gonna be fucking Assassino headlining the show. Pray for Rain, fucking one of the local bands. Who is Pray for Rain? Let's start from here and do a round robin. Who the fuck are you guys?
Well, I'm Matt. I play bass. And then there's...
I'm Saint. I'm Saint.
That's the Mickey's
forgot my name, bro.
Saint.
Lead singer, rhythm guitar.
It is Saint Axel.
I'm Zach. I play the Foreskins.
Well, I've been doing as such since 13, my friend, so we might have a battle one day. Now, let's go ahead and get into it. Where does the name come from? Who thought of it, and how'd you guys come about?
It was his idea.
It was me. It was me. Like, well, I was... Okay,
I've been watching a lot of Perfect Strangers, so I love what you're doing right now.
We live in the valley, and all the time I've heard "Pray for Rain" as type of a thing, you know, like we need water.
But the way you spell it.
Yeah. So okay. So all right, here it is.
All right. I'm glad you asked.
Pray. The P-R-E-Y.
Yeah, you're...
So, yeah, you're...
Fool.
Right? Sucker. And then Rain, R-E-I-G-N.
The rain.
It's, you know, like, there's like, yeah, so we are all basically Pray for Rain. We're just, you know, like, you know...
Has this always been the fucking lineup?
No.
What? No. Who's the newest member? Who's the newest member?
The newest members.
Because he answered quick. He said no.
Yeah, no, this guy hit me up on Facebook. Like, he's from El Salvador. He's like, I want to play trash metal. Trash. Like,
Trash
he
metal.
meant Jungle Monkey. He meant thrash. But
you know what?
Because
You guys are. No, I like
local.
it. You guys are trash metal now. Like, if you're into it, like, you know what? I like that kind of genre, and it doesn't exist. Is that what you really said, though?
Yeah.
He's on my fucking autocorrect. Autocorrect, Chris.
Yeah,
I meant thrash.
Oh, yeah. No,
How long have you guys been together?
1 year.
1 year.
Really?
We've been really jamming like.
And we got like
We all together for about 6 months.
9 albums worth of shit.
We're trying with another single.
Hold on, you guys. I gotta learn about Pray for Rain. Did somebody fart in the crowd? The crowd gets loud when somebody farts.
Oh,
It's usually when the girls are out there. I like to blame the girls. When you blame a girl for a fart, it gets quiet. Now, Pray for Rain. Here's the thing. You guys seem a little more high tech than some of the other bands. You're wireless. You got wireless mics. Is that just what you guys all came into? Because I mean, a lot of these bands are like
high tech.
I can't walk more than 3 feet from my fucking amp, bro. And I'm like, and he was outside all That's
kind of good.
like
Yeah,
just
I'll
hitting
drop
fucking.
fog from this, you know, like, yeah.
Who writes the songs?
We all
We all do.
Okay, shut the fuck up.
I got a lot of influence, but
That's
You know,
the
Quiet guy.
for the
sure.
vocalist,
Like that,
yeah,
yeah.
what the fuck? For the vocalist, you're a lot quiet. Are you okay? Who's single in the band?
Who's single?
None of you guys?
I got the ring on.
Okay, so single men. If you're looking for some pooty, come out to the Assassino show. Be seen with this band. Maybe help them in with their shit or whatever. And then at the point where the ladies are most drunk and they want to pick up on this band,
Maybe give a little shit.
and then they can't
right,
pick
come
up
on,
on them
man.
because they're all taken. So then you get the residual pooty from Pray for Rain. You see how that works, guys? I'm helping you out because they can't do anything about it. None of them can, right?
Yeah, not allowed.
He's all, man, we're trying to sell tickets. The ladies, well, if you want to see this dick in person, ladies, no, I'm kidding. What's the quickest you guys have ever come up with a song?
1 day.
No.
Yeah,
Less than a day.
One practice we wrote a song.
Probably like a whole full band, like probably like 30 minutes at most. Yeah.
You realize I can't do anything productive in 30 fucking
You
minutes?
want to write a song right now?
Like, you guys made up a fucking song?
We should write a song right now. Make one up.
Let's fucking do it.
Is that how it works? Is this how you guys do it?
Yeah. We just pick up our instruments and
Play a
go.
riff and go.
Those fucking Mickeys are taking over. Alright, so this is how you guys come up with shit in practice? Don't lie to me.
Yeah,
How's that happen?
No, that's serious. That's serious.
I'm part of the process. It's a band now.
Fuck it.
Yeah, really? Yeah, I was taking a shit. I came up with this riff. Hear me out, fellas. It's all buena.
Are we gonna make up a
Kris DeVold, baby. I want some Adam Cole, baby.
Sounds better with acoustics.
I know, right? Like, you got any acoustics in here? There's a
Hey, you
bunch
want to
of
know something about
bullshit
Pray for Rain? They're like, we're going to show up and go acoustic. And after seeing you guys now, How do you guys go acoustic? Like, you guys are so fucking...
I have like a big old doghouse bass, but it like
Is that how you got...
I know, he goes, wow.
Is that the same one you got
yes.
kicked out of the Chuck Leonard show with?
Yeah, I got...
Oh, we gotta bring it up!
I got kicked out
That's
of the
really
Chuck Leonard
Talk.com.
show.
They're like, no,
Make
we
it
don't
look
do
bad.
fucking electric
Yeah,
music.
we don't
He's
do
like,
electric.
it's
and I
my
was like,
amp for my bass. Okay, go for it. What do you guys do when you're in practice? How's this work?
We drink lots of beers.
Okay, so I've got
No,
that going
he
for like
drinks
about an
lots
hour
of
and a half.
beers. I drink.
And we've been
I drink
medicating.
good
I hope you
beers.
guys have been medicating.
Yeah, of course, medication.
Okay.
But no, usually this guy will come up with like a riff. It'll be like bum 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 bum.
Yeah. It's all behind the scenes shit.
Yeah.
This guy comes up with all shit.
All right.
Nah, or even sometimes I like come up with the vocals first. Like, you know, sometimes sometimes I come up with the words and then we kind of like figure out exactly what it's gonna sound like and everything. So it really just depends. It really just depends on the mood.
How would a show about sex, a show about drugs, and a show about rock and roll? What kind of lickety split bass line could I get for that? Sex,
That's called
drugs.
social distortion.
He's all, fuck, you asked for it, now I gotta go get it, DeVold.
Here's the thing.
Is that my thing?
That's your thing.
It's like a porno actress waving her pootie in
come up
front of
with
you the whole
something
time,
totally like-
but they're not really letting you touch it or do anything with it.
There
They're
you
just
go.
waving this temptation in front of me, but they're not really
live?
letting me
he
get
ain't
in
live.
on it.
Oh, plug your shit.
Am I in the band or not in the band? I don't know. I want to be in the band. I'm nervous right now. It's like an audition. I don't know what's happening, you know. All right, we're ready.
Sex.
Did I take sweat from behind
over
my
there.
ears and use it as cologne right now? Yes, I did. Classic. Sex, drugs, sex, Go. What do you got? What do you feel when you hear the bass line? Nothing. What do you got? Come on now.
You know what?
Hold on. Oh, I lost a knob. Nice.
I've been with ladies like that. Keep going.
It's just
what do you
really.
got there,
Usually,
Salvador?
this is like the.
Where'd your shit go?
Plug in.
Yeah.
Plug in, Nick. Once you guys get some going,
Meanwhile,
I'll make a drum beat.
Mickey's here ain't gonna stop for shit.
you go.
He's all. Sex, drugs, Kris DeVold. It's a dirty, lickety bass line. It's so dirty. It's Kris DeVold bass line.
Hey, let's do a song. You sing.
You guys got a rap beat in you? Get on the drums. You got a rap beat in you?
Me and him, he's a
You
good
guys
drummer.
freestyle?
Well, that's all.
Let's do it.
That's what music's all about. I love it. Some fun. Make some fun. All right, now you ready? Get hot, toasty.
Oh, he's gonna go get me drums. Oh, fuck. You're gonna do something too, right? Let's fuck it. All right, let's hear some drums. Keep going. All right, I'll go a little, then you go a little. You ready? Hold on, here we go. Keep that same pacing. I poke the soul, then I back the bowl. The only thing love feels hard to the toll. It's not a mystery. Just check my play history of how but there's all goes wrong. Shit together, don't be afraid. Chicks you can pay. As long as they suck, maybe feel obeyed when you meet. Goes back for a deep, got Kris in the head, keep them from the same as rock a bitch. So drives in his curve, slap her once, fuck twice, and raise one. One! Give me some vocals, go! I like it! Surge! Pray for rain all up in that pussy. Pray for rain, pray for rain. What? Hit it, man, what? Gonna get down with the motherfucking pray for rain. I got a big dick like a fucking Great Dane. Kris DeVold gonna get the fucking big balls. Gonna suck my dick, I'm Santa Claus. Hit it! Ah! Woo! Yeah! What the fuck just happened? Alright, pray for rain, I got one thing for you. Sit down, I got one thing for you.
To fuck that bass up.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
So a lot of the bands come on the show and they feel like they didn't get to fucking talk about what they wanted to talk about. And they feel like I talk too much. So when they drive home, they're like, well, we hauled all our shit down there for
Oh,
that.
fuck peace.
And plus, it's not easy filling internet television hours. So what I'm going to do is for the next internet television 60 seconds, I'm not going to talk anymore, okay? And the show's not going to be Sex, Drugs, Kris DeVold anymore. No, for now it's going to be Sex, Drugs, and Pray for Rain!
Yeah. Do you have anything you would like to say? I would like to...
Say pray for pain. It's kind of cool, dude.
Pay for rent.
Yeah, pray for rent. Like
pray for
we pay a lot of
Pray for
fucking
pain.
money to have studios. No, free the rabbits. You don't know, like seriously, like bunnies, man. They got a hard life, man. Like seriously,
Yeah, it is.
you know, like you're
what's
just
that
like
to?
all trying to hoppity hop and stuff, but like
Yeah,
dogs
dude,
eat you
especially.
and shit. Like there's like it sucks
haven't heard?
being a rabbit.
Yeah, man. Hear this guy. He knows.
Tortoise too.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Where's he gonna come out? Come to the show.
hey, yeah, invite people to the show. And you know what? The first 2 people who call in right now, bam,
Get free
Assassino tickets, motherfuckers.
What's the number?
Come on. Yeah. Come on.
How about
Who wants
this?
to go to the Assassino show?
How about the first?
I'm making rain, bitches.
How about the first 2? How about the first 2 to message Sex, Drugs, Kris DeVold?
Those cost me $20.
Yeah.
How about this?
Call
Give
it
it up
in.
one more time for Pray for Rain! Give it up one more time for Assassino and a million other projects. Tony Campo!
That's my nigga.
Give it
right
up for your
there.
fucking selves for hanging out. We're going to be out, Sex, Drugs, Kris DeVold, live in full effect with Diehards and Sons, and along with Pray for Rain tomorrow night, March 10th, Full Circle Brewing Company, headlining Assassino. You're going to want to be there. The first show from Diehards and Sons in 2 years, and guess what? 2 years ago, I was hosting that last show. So it's gonna
I know,
be
I was
fucking-
there.
Yeah, right? Wasn't that a
played Burning
fucking
Rope.
party? Yeah, Burning Rock. Good Lord, here we go. Sex, Drugs, Kris DeVold, CentralValleyTalk.com. We fucking did it. Slide the knob.
CentralValleyTalk.com